Hello, I'm Kevin Honeycutt, and welcome to this episode of Raising Digital Kids. This time, I want to talk about behaviors. Behaviors you see, behaviors you notice. It's hard when you're raising a kid to know when they're being affected by something like cyberbullying or cruel texts, but I want to talk about how important this is that we watch for it. You know, kids can be gloomy one day and on top of the world the next. How do you know? How do you know if it has anything to do with these things? Well, first let me tell you that bullying has changed. Bullying has grown in a whole different direction. When you and I were kids, we got bullied sometimes, right? We got on the bus and we got the rest of the night off from the bully. We didn't have to think about him again until 8:30 the next morning. Our kids don't get a break. Our kids get on the bus and their phone vibrates and it's the mean girl and she says something mean. And then she gets another vibrating text and it's one of her henchmen. And they pile on like sharks. They can be terrible. Now, back in the old days, when I'm looking in your face being mean and you started to cry, I'd stop. I'd say, guys, we've gone far enough. That's enough of this. If I can't see your face, why should I stop? I can just keep going and going and going. Then we set up a spoof site on Facebook where we humiliate you. We totally humiliate you. And everyone in school has seen it before you see it. Your life is over. You think everyone in the world has seen it. If you can't get away from it, you go from where we used to be depressed to suicidal pretty fast. This scares me as a parent. It scares me a lot. Number one, I have to know that my kid will tell me things. Well, guys, that's a roll of the dice. I think we start early and say, you can always tell me things. If something happens to you and people are mean to you, it's never your fault. You never deserve it. It scares me because if you look at victim psychology, there are many times when the victim protects the abuser. The victim says to themselves, I must have brought it on myself. Maybe I deserve it. This happens. We got to catch this stuff early on. Now, how do we do that? I have only one piece of advice in this realm when it comes to the way kids interact with their technology. Usually they're excited to get home and get online. Usually they're excited to grab their cell phone. If when they interact with that piece of technology, you can see on their face that they are tense, that they are scared, that they are not happy, those are times to ask questions. And maybe not pointed questions, maybe gentle questions, but to get in their business at that time because obviously some meanness or something negative is coming over that device. And don't be shy about asking questions. I want you to remember one thing. The laptop, the cell phone, are not your kid's diary. If they want a diary, buy them a diary and never read it. These things connect our kids to the world and the world to you, and you have to be a parent on these playgrounds. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Raising Digital Kids.